What is up YouTube? And today we have a Dreamscape guide. Now I did make a video on this the last time it ran, but it did get kind of updated and it was a lot easier to get a lot of materials. So I decided to kind of remake this video because a lot of people are still wondering, how to actually tackle this event. So basically this event, it gives you 3 keys a day for free. You can actually buy up to 6 extra, so you can get a total of 9 a day. And you're basically using these keys to go into these mirrors. Now, when you actually do these mirrors, you want to actually do the legend one always. This is going to give you extra rewards. Also, it has Abyss difficulty, which gives you even more. And then after that, you have to choose 2 to do. And then after that, the boss will unlock. The boss is going to be Lindell. Each cycle, or each 2 days, I believe, the element will change. And there will be different mechanics for each of the bosses and different affinities banned. Now, in terms of how to build your teams for this boss, you could just go to the leaderboard, and go, copy the teams there. Just because, there's a lot of different teams you can use. There's not really one specific team that's good, but there's a lot of teams that, you can end up using and getting good scores. Now, getting a high score on this boss does give you more materials to use in the shop. So it's pretty important to actually, do as well as you can. Now, when you're going through the mirrors, you want to make sure that you go through the left side. The right side does have potential for higher rewards, but on average I found that you do get less overall because there is a lot of gambling. So I recommend going to the left. It's going to make it so that you have more consistent rewards, and even if you don't buy any keys by going through the left side, you will have the potential to buy out the lattice shards from the store, which is like the top priority, right? I do believe you don't actually need to buy too many keys, if any at all, to buy out these lattice shards, which is what everyone wants. And you'll be able to, buy some other stuff. Now, in terms of if it's worth buying keys, if you do have a lot of gems saved up, you have to keep in mind, I personally will be buying keys because I have so many gems, but it is very expensive, right? You can see it's 1,200 for 6 keys, like right now, that I just did. But the rewards you can get from this event are pretty crazy, right? The lattice are nice, but the other things are also insane, right? Like, for example, the chips here, really underrated. I think people are overlooking it for summons. For me personally, I'll probably go lattice shards into the chips, just because you can get so many, I think it's almost 1,000 at this point from here, which is pretty good. Even the Apex summons, even the enhanced prototypes are nice. Just keep in mind the Apex prototypes aren't going to be worth it unless you are not buying keys. Like the summons, you're basically paying gems for anyways if you buy keys to get it. So I wouldn't recommend, just buying the keys for the summons. But the other stuff like reconfig chips and also like the module essence, if you're buying keys for, they're gonna be really, really good to buy. But yeah, just in terms of is buying keys worth it? It's a good value because you do get a lot of materials, even from the quest rewards down here at the bottom left. But definitely not required this time around to purchase what you want, which is gonna be the lattice shards. Now, in terms of the data exchange, you're gonna see that the top priority here is going to be once again the perfect lattice shards. And the reason why is because lattice are just, really hard to come by in this game. It's really time gated. And these will require the yellow and the purple ones. So what I recommend is when you're going through the Dreamweaver mirrors, always do the legend one, always. So if it's red, you just do it because you get extra rewards. And then the last 2 you want to use on the dark and the light until you get all the lattices from the Dream Data Shop. So in my configuration, I would be doing Doki Doki next. If the one after, Doki Doki ended up being legend, I would do Doki Doki and Lily to get the dark and the light one, and then I'll just pick whichever one that I have the lowest amount of data fragments for, and then that'll make it so that, you can kind of balance it out. But the reason why is because you want to go for the perfect lattice from the Dream Data Shop as well. And the RGB essences, even though they will be something you'll be doing a little bit later on into the event, most likely for the summons or even the anima crystal points, the top priority is going to be the perfect lattice shards. And you can also get stability, which is going to be nice for 2x farming, although it's probably not really worth it. But yeah, definitely want to make sure you try to get the lattice from both of these. Those are going to be the top priority. But yeah, let's actually play through one. You guys can see how it is. This is the non-legend one. This is my first set of doing it because it's day 1. But basically you're going to walk through and you'll see that there's 2 different portals. The right side is going to have a lot more gambly rewards, and the left side's more consistent. I'll show you guys the right side, so we actually get the worst one, which is the Nightmare Imps one for the right side. This doesn't give you as many rewards, basically you just have to kill as many as you can in I think 2 minutes. So you don't really want to bring too many supports, that'll slow you down. So maybe I'll do something like this, for example. You know, it doesn't really matter too much because basically you're just killing the ads. You don't really need too much healing. But yeah, you just kill these as many as you can until the time runs out, and you'll get extra points and extra rewards. And you can see we killed 5 and it's running out, and you can see that you get rewards, and I get 625. Wow, that's terrible. So you kind of see like the right side is always a gamble, not really worth it. Sometimes you just get bad stages, while the left side you'll get always a decent amount of rewards. And I think on average you can get like what, 30,000 maybe 25,000 if you just go solely left, which is going to always be just way more worth it. You can see we're just getting chests here on the left side this time around. We're getting a ton of rewards. But the right side, I wouldn't recommend it. I did it a lot last time around and it was very, very random and it can be very annoying. But for the most part, I'm going to say the left side is just going to be the best way to tackle the event in terms of just consistent rewards. Now the last stage is going to be a boss. It's not that difficult. The only difficult one can be like Abyss stage, because it's going to be harder than Inferno. But you can always leave and then come back. If I exit the level and I come back, you're going to see that the progress saves. So a lot of people, you know, kind of get stuck here, they say. But if you go back into it, you'll see that you go directly to where you were. And if you can't beat the boss on Abyss, it's not that big of a deal. The rewards you get, even though it is better, it's not like significantly higher. So if you're forced to do it on like Inferno instead of Abyss, it's fine. And the easiest way to do it, as you guys saw, is like with a dot comp, but you could do it with like pretty much any comp, as long as you have like sustain, you have a healer, and you have like DPS and stuff like that. So yeah, and you can see we're getting finished up with the stage. It did take a while because Messiah is just so annoying with Doki Doki, just spamming his invincibility. But we are finished. It's a 3-minute 48-second run. That's crazy. And you're going to see at the end of all this, even though we went to the right side once, we're getting 18,000. So pretty sure that could have been bumped up a bit. Rewards still have some variance even if you go left, because it depends on what stages you get. But for the most part, it's going to be a lot, not a lot higher, but more consistent this time around. And because I did the 3 mirrors, you can see I have the 3 dots filled in. You're now able to challenge the boss. And this score here will be cumulative, meaning that, you know, the rewards you get, the points you get for this boss will keep stacking up into the next boss, into the one after, and the rewards will just keep going so you can get more and more stuff. And that's like the biggest benefit to buying keys, right? Getting these rewards down here, which have like 8 of these dream datas, which you can use for other stuff in the store. I'm not going to show you guys the run. Like I said, it's pretty simple. You just kind of copy some of the teams. There's like some mechanics for each boss. Like I said, if you click the boss, yeah, like here you can see that there's special mechanisms, but for the most part, pretty simple. You can kind of just auto through it. You don't really have to worry about it too much, and just go for the highest score possible. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Dreamscape guide. Like I said, just to summarize, you know, left side's always best. Go for the lattices first. Make sure you go for the yellows and purples so you can buy out the lattices in the Dream Data Exchange. And then after that, it's really up to you. If you want to buy keys, I don't really think it's worth it, to be honest, even at the discounted cost now at 200. But if you want to buy keys because you have a lot of gems or you're a whale, then go ahead. But for the most part, I think saving crystals is always going to be a good bet, because refreshing energy is a lot more important than just buying keys here. But yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.